What a day, what a recovery, what a start to the trading week. We have seen the Nifty advance today and by substantial strength. Hello and welcome. This is the Market Wrap. I'm Agam Akil. The Nifty advances by 228 points, followed by strong gains in heavyweights like HDFC Limited, well, ICICI Bank, HDFC Bank, of course, in Larsen & Toubro, among many others. We're also seeing good recovery in Adani Ports, of course, partially also on account of finally the buyback date being out, and Bajaj Finance, of course, Ultratech Cement, and Bajaj Finserv also advancing in trade. On the losing end, we had some weakness in the metal pack, and I'm going to talk about that in just a bit. JSW Steel, Vedanta, and Tata Steel declining in trade. We don't have too much otherwise, though we do have weakness of as much as 10%, or pardon me, 2% for Wipro, Sun Pharma, and Hero MotoCorp. But let's talk about the broader markets, and there is a substantial recovery in broader markets too. 4 gainers for 1 loser. Minda Corp right at the top, followed by Swan Energy. IDBI Bank, Reliance Infra, and Dish TV also among many others, which are looking at gains. On the losing ends, CG Power continues to be under pressure. Ramkrishna Forging, Navbharat Ventures, Reliance Communication, Cox & Kings, some of the usual suspects, but as you can see, the momentum today lies with the gainers. On that note, let me bring in our markets editor Neeraj Shah for his thoughts in here. Neeraj, eventually we ended on expected lines, but there was a moment of nervousness in the market.
In the morning, right? In the
Yes.
morning, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of people who predicted that we'll go up a couple of percentage points were thinking, oh my God, did I predict something wrong? Because the world markets took center stage. But yeah, I think we did reasonably okay, a bit of a recovery, and then Donald Trump's comments really helped improve that sentiment. Though I must say, one of the Chinese officials apparently said that comments are far from what China believes, and China is not going to cave in, so on and so forth. But our futures, as we shut shop for our markets, were still doing okay.
Correct.
So let's wait and watch if that follow-on Philip comes in tomorrow. But hey, good day. The markets needed, as Samir or Basant Maheshwari and everybody else said, that the markets need to believe that the government is listening to the markets.
Right.
Not just the economy, but also the markets. And I think Friday was ample evidence of the fact that the government is listening, and therefore, I think this relief move of sorts, how much does it last? Anybody's gain, but the only thing, Agam, that you got to keep in mind is that while the central bank decision and all of that is fine, there is one more announcement on the realty front and one more announcement next week. Now, until that happens, I think it'll be difficult for people to go out and initiate a big short on this market.
Correct.
And that might just cap the downside.
Yeah.
So let's wait and watch.
Let's wait and watch, Neeraj. Thanks so much for that perspective there, and some very valid points out there made by Neeraj as well. Very quickly to address what's going on in the metal counters. Now, as we were talking about, earlier, and of course through the course of the week, we've had so much up and down when it comes to the metal pack, but on the whole, there certainly has been a lot of weakness too coming along, as you can see on your screen there. Now, in terms of some of the key takeaways, we need to also keep in mind that earlier we saw Tata Steel, Vedanta, and JSW Steel give up substantially in terms of valuation, and of course until this morning the metal index was pegged to be the worst since the inception on the National Stock Exchange, on the concerns of the trade wars, essentially on the back of tariffs. But eventually, once we had more commentary coming on from Donald Trump, we saw a little bit of recovery, and thereby, it turned out to be a little bit of a U-turn, though, where we are still seeing some losses in today's day of trade when it comes to the metal pack, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one. But on that note, let me also bring in Sharad Dubey to talk to us about 2 other stocks which will be in focus and which have been on the back of volumes. Sharad?
Yes, I think the first stock I'll pick up is Central Bank of India. It was the biggest gainer in the Nifty PSU index. Now, over the weekend, we know the FM had announced a slew of measures, for the banking recapitalization program. Now, if you see the way the stock has reacted, the stock went up as high as almost 11% in the day and ended the day at around 19 rupees per 60 per share. So basically, the PSU banks will be there will be a recapitalization program of around 70,000 crore rupees, as said by the finance minister. Up next, we are having Dilip Buildcon. The stock rose almost 5% today. If you see the entire month, there was a consolidation around the 400 mark, and there was a sharp drop, coming in on the August 22. But the stock did rise up almost 5%, ended the day at around 372 odd rupees. This is basically coming on the news that the company is divesting partially or fully its 5 road assets. Now, mind you, these road assets are your hybrid annuity projects, so that is something which you'll be looking out for in the their debt reduction program. So, Agam, these 2 stocks are actually buzzing in a very positive manner in this space today.
All right. Well, Sharad, thanks a lot for bringing us those details. So it's not just these 2 stocks, a whole host of stocks which saw substantial recovery in today's day of trade. Well, can they hold on to these levels and possibly move even higher? Let's wait and watch. Well, on that note, it's a wrap on the markets. Lots more lined up. Stay tuned to Bloomberg Mint.